So hopefully it's a brief one, this. Now it might look like a summer night, but it ain't. It's about 7 degrees. The wind has thankfully stopped. It's nice and calm and it's sort of pretty, isn't it, out here? And summer night fragrances are ones that we wear when it's a bit cooler, but you still want them to have that beautiful sweetness of the day. And they tend to be quite dark, fruity ones or dark, spicy ones, but not ones that are overly in your face heavy. It's just a kind of perfect way to end a calm, hot day, isn't it, really? And it's much nicer on a summer night than in a summer day, isn't it, really? I literally don't need to waffle. Oh, look, like summer fruits there. I literally don't need to waffle on. We all know what a summer night is and what a summer night fragrance is, so let's get started. So first up on the list is Petra from Masque Milano. I've probably spoken about this one recently in a different thing. Ultimately, Petra is like a kind of amped up, sweeter, more friendly Coco Mademoiselle. Amped up in the sense that the smoother notes are. It's not stronger, don't worry. Coco Mademoiselle blows your face off, doesn't it? This one has a lot more vanilla and a lot more kind of juicy fruitiness. It's not the same as the Coco Mademoiselle Intense. That goes that patchouli way a bit more as well. This one is more welcoming, more happy, more a fruit, a fruit salad, a bowl of fruits on a summer evening, kind of drinking something maybe a bit, punchy, a little cocktail of some sort, and just chilling back and enjoying the world. It's not one with a great massive development in that, although it does start from the bright sparkle of the pink pepper with the rose mixing with them juicy fruits, and then eventually the kind of more resinous vanillic notes take over, still with that kind of fruity loveliness and a kind of gorgeous musky base there. It's very nice and it's very summer nights. It's almost the colour of a summer night. So that's Petra from Masque Milan. Next is from State of Mind, and it's called the Success. It's called The Secret of Success. You can tell I did forget there, I'm not going to lie. And this one is, in a gist, a grapefruit tea. It's this kind of red, dark, lovely grapefruit with a bit more citrus kind of touch to it. It's the thing that lingers through it all, and it's got this lovely calm black tea under it. I think in this one there is the cardamom giving it a bit of a spice, and there's a nice kind of smooth woodiness, but ultimately it's this calm, effervescent grapefruit tea. Now the grapefruit starts with a little bit sharp and zesty, and then it warms up to be this kind of sweet, lovely one, and in there is some cinnamon, which again adds to that colour of the kind of sunset colour, and the cinnamon is not over the top. And I've heard this compared to Angel Share. No, not even slightly, not even remotely. I mean, the cinnamon, no. This is tea. This is all about the tea and the smoothness. There are obviously other florals in there, but the point of these videos is to kind of give what we sniff and what we get. And it is, again, it's another one. Watching the sunset, it's going to be repetitive, isn't it? With a nice kind of long grapefruit cocktail. It's all crimson red and a little bit of orangey in there, like grenadine, isn't it, really? And it's just beautiful. But I got it in the summer, so I kind of associate it as a summer scent, and the cinnamon warms it and sweetens it, as you can imagine. Well, this is probably one more for the colder times, but we don't get heat here in Britain in the summer or any other point. So anyway, that's State of Mind, Secret of Success. Next, similar theme, is Playing with the Devil from Kilian. This again is a big grapefruit. I might like grapefruit more than I think I do. Like a dark grapefruit. There's also, again, specific fruits are pointless really. It's like dark tropical fruits. There's blackcurrant. There's probably a bit of peach, and the blackcurrant and the grapefruit play this kind of dark, sweeter feel, not so very sharp, and there's a kind of warm resinous base in it. I'm never sure what actually is in it. It's what it smells like to me, okay? And there is vanilla, and there's probably something like a vetiver. There is a little woody fleck through it all, but ultimately, again, it's this tropical punch cocktail. I think this was one of the boozy ones. I'm not sure what it is now. It's in a white bottle, isn't it? So it's in the narcotics. So yeah, I suppose so. But it's one of them that's very underrated. You don't really see or hear much about it. But it's got this kind of sweet, gentle, again, sunset vibe. Sorry, all of these are going to be sunset. I could have called this sunset fragrances, couldn't I? And again, it's a tropical cocktail. Just this one is perhaps a little bit darker than the aforementioned fragrances, and that blackcurrant adds a little something different about it. Just a magnificent fragrance. So that's Playing with the Devil from Kilian. So next up is a little break in the old grapefruit, which seems to be a theme here, and we're going slightly different. Pitching Woo from One Way Bridge. These sheep are very loud. Pitching Woo is a kind of, would we call it like a gelato ice cream kind of fragrance? We could do. It's very nice. In with this like gelato kind of feel is a peachiness. Just this little bit of fruitiness, and in the opening, I've talked about this one so much now, is a humbug, kind of minty toffee, lovely. And then as it kind of grows, that kind of gelato that's not really very gourmand, but is definitely there, has a little bit of a kind of green nuttiness in there. There's also this kind of fizzy pop, so it's almost like a float, which keeps it alive. And that, look at that sun, it's lovely in it, and it's just a very beautiful kind of chilled, mellowed kind of thing. Maybe it is a kind of, I'm not going to say the S word again, but a kind of, you know, dusky kind of situation where you sat there in Florence. So gelato, please, Signora, and they bring you some lovely gelato with little flakes of humbug on it and a squeeze of peach, and it's just very, very lovely. And again, what I love about this so much is there is a kind of, maybe a peach schnapsy, there is a touch of something boozy but not quite. Maybe what it is about this is it's quite unique, and it's not a sickly, vile, you know what gourmands can be like. It's nothing like that. It's fresh, and it's lovely, and it is ice creamy, but it's also a little bit warming. Again, summer nights, isn't it? So anyway, that's Pitching Woo from One Way Bridge. We're back to grapefruit again, sorry about that. April Aromatics Wild Summer Crush. Again, going a little bit down the cocktaily thing, although maybe not, maybe like a fresh grapefruit juice. This ultimately, through it all, is this stunning, zesty, but not bitter, not sharp, like a proper red grapefruit. It's mouth-watering, and it, you know, it's like nom nom. You know, like a sharper citrus can have that. That's why I like grapefruit, I think, a bit. But it's zesty, it's rich. There's obviously some sort of resinous thing in there, and there's some florals kind of pushing it a bit more, and I think there might be fruity notes in there. I'm not sure if they're listed, but something like a dark nectarine or something like that mixing with it, giving it this bit of a kind of darker feel. But it's so juicy, and it's so realistic, like you've squeezed the grapefruit over you, but it's still very perfumey. It's quite hard to describe, but you know what it's like if you cut into a red grapefruit. That smell you get, that intoxicating magic, zesty, mouth-watering juiciness. And again, mixing with all the other stuff, it's not quite as cocktaily. It's more fruity, citrusy. And again, that warmth from the base. And there might be benzoin or vanilla giving it this kind of smoother thing. And there are little bits of something green here and there. Again, maybe more the florals. Again, there's no point going specifically through the notes because this is what it smells like. So I had April Aromatics Wild Summer Crush. Next is, they all seem to be quite fruity, don't they? Not intentionally, I didn't think about it when I wrote these down. But from Kajal, and I gifted one, and it's called Almaz. Now this again may have grapefruit in it. In fact, I'm pretty sure it does. Citruses, but there's a kind of raspberry note. And what this reminds me of quite a lot, but it's not a flippant, you know, silly kind of, you know, department store little girl's fragrance, but it smells of fruit salads, the sweet. These might be more to UK people, which are like this kind of chewy fruit cocktail sweet. They've changed the formulation over the years. They don't taste like they used to do. There's no real sugar in them or anything anymore, but it's what it is. It's like this fruit salad, fruit punch, kind of soft, creamy, sweet, with like a bit of booziness in it. And that might be coming from, I don't know, say that the peach or the raspberry giving it that little liqueur-y thing. What's that? Not grenadine. What's the damn raspberry liqueur? It will come to me, but it's that. I love the stuff. It's kind of got that feel through it. And then in the base, this one definitely does have vetiver, and it's got the kind of woody, more greener dry grass kind of feel to me, which brings it all together with the other woods and what have you in there. And there is again a nice muskiness. There always is with a Kajal, a nice muskiness in there, but like I say, primarily it just reminds me of fruit salad sweets, but like adult versions, and it's very enjoyable. So that's Almaz from Kajal. Next is another more mature kind of classy one, and I don't know, it makes me think of maybe a kind of sunset frolic. You know, now we're a lot more mature, should be wearing something kind of sensual and spicy floral and a little bit vintage. And it's Coco it's not, it's Coco from Chanel, which is ultimately this kind of vintage nod, 80s, used to be 80s powerhouse, floral, spicy one. And what makes it so good is it has that, there won't be civet in it anymore, definitely not, but it has a little bit of a naughty kind of warm, clean, furry bum in the bottom, and that there's something so kind of sensual about it. And again, maybe it is, you know, your middle-aged kind of a long day walking in the summer, and there's a nice tree over there, and you know, that kind of thing. But she's a classy, you know, successful woman. This is not our young frolics where it's full of wonder and that. We know exactly what we're doing in it, or all of that. I don't know why this has taken a turn for this, but that's Coco from Chanel. Now finally is one of the coconut fragrances that I actually like. I just stole my camera then, and that's Moonlight in Heaven. And this is from Kilian again. There's two. I know it's always unlikely, isn't it? There's a bull in that field. But this one is, it's being on a tropical beach. You've gone just a bit past kind of sunset, and the moon is there at the same time as the sun, shimmering on the kind of still ocean. And you've got the kind of sparkle of the stars, but still there's a little bit of redness, and the moon might be a bit red. And what you can smell is some like drier coconut. This isn't your kind of hairspray coconut or anything body creamy. It's kind of a dry, almost woody coconut, and that mixes with grapefruit again. Okay, I need to do a grapefruit trio at some point. I've clearly got a lot, but it mixes with the grapefruit, and there's like a peachy bit in there as well. And then it's quite strongly woody and vetiver-y in the base. There's also a kind of dry, ricey feel, which I think kind of tames the coconuts about it. and you kind of hit with this kind of, yeah, this evening kind of tropical one. Don't know how good this is with the wind. You know, like the rave has ended and you're all sat on a beach round a fire, and as the moon kind of starts to descend and the moon sets and you get the little glimmers of light and an orange as dawn breaks, and you've got the taste of sweet kind of coconutty cocktails on your lips and on your breath, and it's just very lovely. It's very calm and relaxed. And again, if you're not a coconut lover, I'd say this one's still worth a try. So that's Moonlight in Heaven from Kilian. So the wind's finally stopped blowing, and yeah, it was just, I don't know, I mean, it's probably best you couldn't hear me on a couple of them, innit, really. I feel a bit exhausted and kind of hoarse almost, so I apologise if I sound a bit odd. Anyway, that's not the point. So yeah, this is just a video about summer night fragrances, and again, it's kind of self-explanatory, isn't it, really? We all know what they are. They do tend to be more kind of dark fruity ones. I don't know why I had so many like grapefruit fragrances in there. That was news to me, but so be it. Maybe that kind of red group, it's maybe my association with a kind of summer evening is that kind of red grapefruit coloured sky, isn't it, really? So what about you? What do you wear on a summer's evening? Are you more a kind of boozy cocktail person, soft resinous lover, a floral person, to kind of say goodbye to the warm lovely days? That's all, don't need to go on. So thanks for watching, folks. Have a good summer evening if it is that way you are. Bye.